This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Inside the Runner's Studio. This is your host, Tom, and with me as always are Aaron, Michael, and Diana.
Hello.
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 And we are joined by our friend Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Liz just got a glimpse into what it's like to record our podcast.
Manic beginning to the
Madness.
pod.
Some people don't get this view.
No.
We're organized by the time they get around. This time we were not. I sent her the link earlier than we were ready, so she hopped in and chaos ensued.
I had to find my AirPods and didn't realize my Bluetooth was off on my phone, which made it much harder to find the AirPods, I'll tell you.
I think like we really need to make an effort to log on like 20 minutes before we want to start rather
And
than
not
5
35 seconds.
We're sorry, Liz.
Yep.
It's all good.
Oh.
All right, so Liz, you know the drill. We're going to ask you some running-related questions, some non-running related questions, and get to know you. But before we do you want to kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
It always sounds so awkward when I say it.
I'm Liz. I'm from New Jersey, where I live with my husband and 2 kids and my pup who is asleep currently next to me. I run sometimes. No,
Yeah.
not sometimes. Pretty often, actually, now. Never thought I'd be a runner, but here we are and talking with you all today.
Follow-up question, what's your dog's name?
Her name is Callie. So my husband is a huge Rangers fan,
Okay.
and so she's named after Ryan Callahan.
Callahan. Yep.
Okay.
But we call her Callie.
And now you said Jersey, not getting any specifics, but are you the Taylor ham end or are you the pork roll end of
That's a
New
good
Jersey?
question.
More the Taylor ham.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
That's my girl.
Hey,
That's my girl.
okay. All right.
I feel like there's only one end because it's just not a South Jersey thing, either one of them.
Is it not? I thought pork
I
roll
don't
was south.
think so.
No,
I don't
pork
think
roll
so.
is definitely a South Jersey
I don't know.
thing.
I never heard of it growing up.
That's
so
because
I
you're
don't know
still
what to tell
living
you.
in Pennsylvania.
Literally at every single
I was eating
place.
Scrapple. I don't know what to tell you.
But it's literally like we just went to the cafe and they have a pork roll sandwich. And they also have that pancake thing that Tom ate where it's like pancake pork roll
Oh, they do,
sauce.
actually,
Oh
yeah.
my God. I have no memory
I'm a
of that.
Rutgers alum, so fat sandwiches is
Oh,
like,
yes.
yeah. So, yeah.
We used to go up to party at Rutgers when I was in college, mostly because then you could go to the fraternities and then go get the fat sandwiches.
Yep.
And then Rowan
Yep.
tried to like imitate that, but it did not work.
Yeah. Well, and then Rutgers kicked out all the food trucks, so
Oh.
it's not quite the same anymore either,
Oh.
but they were still
Oh.
there in their parking lot when I was there.
Oh, well, that's really sad.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to jump into the running related questions because I don't know how to transition things.
I love it. Awesome. So, Liz, do you have a place in the world where you'd most like to run or a bucket list race on your list?
I would love to run in Hawaii.
That's good.
Want to run by some volcanoes, see all the beautiful sights. I mean, I'd like to go to Hawaii just in general, and I
Yes.
feel like if I said I wanted to run there, that'd be a good excuse to go there.
It's
Fair.
amazing.
That's
Yep.
fair.
Absolutely.
You'll never want to leave.
Do you have a specific race in mind?
I wouldn't mind doing the Hawaii marathon. I haven't run a marathon yet. The longest distance I've done is half. I've done a few halves, but I haven't done a marathon yet. But I don't think I can wait to go to Hawaii to do my first marathon. I'll have to probably do one before then.
All right. What is one goal that drives you the most to run?
So pandemic really kind of kicked my butt into working out regularly because I found it as a means of escape and way too deal with stress. But I
Yeah.
wasn't running at that time. I was just working out. So I was working out and it was good, but I didn't have a focus. So running has given me more of like a focus, right? And so I sign up for races and I have like a goal to go to. So my overall, I guess, is, to continue to run so that I have, good health and stuff like that. But, to see kind of where I can take it, right? Like I said, I haven't run a marathon yet. That would be something that I'd like to do. It's
I was
also
gonna say,
taught
there's
me.
been a yet. You've said yet a few times, so we
did
know that
say
that's
yet.
coming.
Probably, yeah. But I have learned from kind of starting to run that I'm never going to say never now.
Yeah.
Like I used to say like, oh, I'm never going to run. Well, I'm running now, which is something I never thought I was going to do. So now it's, kind of never say never. Maybe something's not on the agenda at the moment, but that doesn't mean that it can't be. So that's not really a goal, but more of, I guess, a mindset that I have for running.
For sure.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Don't listen to Michael's pipeline, because the next thing you'll know, you'll be doing an ultra marathon.
It's true. I mean, you might as well. What's the difference? It's all just...
like I said, I'll never say never, but at this point, I don't know about that.
What are your ideal running conditions?
I would say overcast and high 50s, low 60s. That would be ideal.
Sounds
hot.
delightful. Sounds like it could get
Sounds hot. I was like, I think it sounds cold.
That's
because I feel like you don't need a jacket then, right? Because it's warm enough for not a jacket, but you're not dying in the sun because it's overcast.
Yeah, without the sun.
Overcast is good. Yeah. We all had very different reactions to that temperature.
See, that temperature I think is great while running. It's a little cold for me in the corrals, I think. That's my
that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah. When you're waiting to go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I still could use a little cooler.
All right, Liz, do you run with music?
That's my last resort. The first thing I'd run with is typically a podcast. I'm a Peloton app user, so I don't have a bike or a tread, but I use the app heavily. So if I don't have a podcast to listen to, then I will use Peloton. And then if I don't have that, then I will resort to music. I prefer not to, as you all say, raw dog my own thoughts.
It's awful.
So I need something in my ears. I need something talking to me or singing at me.
It's just the worst. I don't understand how people do it. It's miserable out there.
Other than our extremely professional podcast, do you have any favorites that you listen to?
I really like The Conspirators. I don't know if you've all heard of them. It's like a true crime-esque, but kind of like a Twilight, not like Twilight Zone kind of twist to it. So it's like eerie and kind of like, ooh, is that supernatural? And then it's, never really supernatural, but it gives that kind of vibe, like a Twilight Zone vibe.
That's
cool.
So,
I really wish it was just like a Twilight, like
a Twilight true crime mashup.
Like just all.
It's always Edward.
Just all. Okay, all right.
Oh God. This is always controversial with us as well. Do you break in your shoes, or do you just take them out of the box and go for longer distances?
So I've been using the same brand and same style shoe, so I do not break them in. I just put them on.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I've been pretty consistent.
I still feel like people would find that controversial.
Would
Yep.
they? They're wrong.
I don't. I always have to break them in.
Oh gosh. All right, moving into the random questions. What is your favorite breakfast food?
Pancakes. Pancakes.
it's a good one.
I'll eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, so do you like variety in your pancakes? Like, is there a specific type of pancake that's your favorite kind of pancake?
I really like chocolate, so I do like chocolate chip pancakes. But just straight up pancakes. I love pancakes. Though this is going to be controversial. I don't like syrup. So,
What?
yeah.
Tom's face when you just said that.
Anything on them? Like, do you
Butter?
butter? Do you butter?
Butter, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could do
Butter.
that.
I could just
see
do
that.
like a
Yeah,
plain
for
butter.
sure.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that a ton of times.
I
Yeah,
put
just
peanut butter on
Yeah.
pancakes too, like for
Mm.
early morning protein.
Can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
it.
I do
Look
love
at
peanut
Tom's
butter,
face.
yeah.
Tom looks disgusted with
I-
us.
The amount of syrup that goes on a pancake for me is probably obscene, and is why I'm going to the doctor a lot more these days.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
I'm fine with syrup as long as it's not real maple syrup, because that's like
Yeah, which is
disgusting.
so strange. He hates me. He wants the fake syrup. He wants like the
no,
like
the fake syrup is the real syrup. The other stuff is shit from a tree. Like that's what it is.
You have to bleep
I gotta
yourself.
bleep that. Sorry,
that's okay because you edit.
That's fair. That's fair.
The stuff from a tree is better
Yeah.
than
No, Jesus, it is
the
not.
just random sugar stuff.
Please stop.
I think they're
All right.
both. I think they're both fine. I can do peanut butter. I don't think I could do like a dry or just butter pancake. I don't know.
I
if
could.
I could
I've
do it.
definitely done just butter a bunch, especially before races. Like just a little butter and a pancake and throw it down.
Mm.
Like the McDonald's hotcakes right before a race are pretty solid. They're not bad.
Well, and I'm from Jersey, right? So diner pancakes.
Diner.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
like this big.
Delicious.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
With the like scoop of butter on the top of it, just
There
melting
you
down
go.
through the center. Yeah, yep. Who is your favorite Disney character, live action or animated?
So my favorite character is Donald Duck because I love how angry he gets.
Thank you.
And he's just like, I'm going to live in this anger. So I love that.
That's amazing. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. So Donald Duck is definitely my favorite. My favorite movie is Mulan, though, but my favorite character is Donald Duck.
Wow.
Is Mulan the one with the squirrel?
No, that's Pocahontas.
It's the one with the dragon.
Pocahontas.
And the squirrel is the raccoon, but whatever.
My God, this conversation. I don't know how I married this man.
I do. I was there. So Liz, what was your first job and what did you like or dislike about it?
I love this question.
My first job, I was a camp counselor.
Ooh.
So what did I like about it? I liked how the kids thought I didn't have like a life outside of like taking care of them.
Yes.
Right?
How old
Yeah,
were you?
What?
How old were
was
you?
I was in high school. So,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
did it.
so
Yeah.
like you
I did it,
weren't like a
through high
ton
school.
old. Like so you were.
Yeah,
It's not like you
so-
were an adult.
No, I was a teenager. But my sister's a bit younger than me, so she was a camper at the camp too. And people, the kids that I would watch, when she would come up to me, they're like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my sister." You have a sister? Like it would blow their mind.
You have a
Um,
life? What?
Yeah,
I love it.
and like I was in high school, so at the beginning of when I first started working there, I didn't have a driver's license or anything. So like my mom would pick me up. Like, who is that? That's my mom. You have a mom? Yes, I have a mom. It like blew their minds, and so it was really funny. And then the worst part of working there is, well, I had to take care of children, so that
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
fun.
fair. Yeah.
What age did you counsel?
So I worked there a number of years, and I was mostly with like the littler kids.
Okay.
So I had like 4 and 5 year olds, and 6 and 7. I think the oldest I got up to was probably around age 9, but I was mostly in that like younger
Okay.
age group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this at the same camp where Friday the 13th was filmed by any chance? 'Cause that is also,
It
I
felt
believe,
like
in North
it,
Jersey.
but probably not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the original was filmed, I think, in North Jersey, if I'm not
I believe it was, yeah.
Interesting.
But not the camp that I worked at. Just felt like it sometimes.
Oh, I think this is a new question, or we haven't asked it in a really long time.
I don't think I've used it a lot.
If you wrote a book, what would it be called?
Oh, what would it be called? Every day is Halloween. I love Halloween so
Oh,
much.
yay.
Every day
That's
should be
great.
Halloween. So that's what I would call my book.
That's a fun one.
That is a fun one.
I love that.
I did get one of those giant skeletons and put it on my lawn.
Oh,
and
the,
kept it
like
up
the
for a
big,
long time.
like Lowe's
Yeah.
ones that were like.
They've
Yeah.
got their, I saw like a sneak peek. They're releasing a dog this year that a giant like dog skeleton that matches the giant tall skeleton.
The
So-
only reason why I have Twitter or X or whatever the heck it's called now is just for the Home Depot Halloween updates, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yep.
Did you get Lewis?
Oh,
know
from
who I'm talking
Target.
the Target
The
one.
Target guy.
I did not get Lewis.
My favorite.
We'd watched it on TikTok so many times, and then I was in Target and I see him and I like FaceTime Diana and I walk up and I'm like, I'm gonna hit the button, and he's not plugged in.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest letdown
Yeah.
of my adult life.
You knew they had to.
Oh, my
you knew
God.
they had to.
Could you
like,
imagine
unplug
working
it.
there and having someone hit that button every 10 seconds?
It's like my
Oh, that
name
would be
is
awful.
Lewis.
Annoying.
They're probably the ones who unplugged it. They're like, I
Yeah,
can't
they were
take
like-
this anymore.
Yeah, like,
like,
nope,
done.
nope.
Good. All right. So, do you binge watch or do you like to watch weekly episodes?
So I do binge watch a lot, but I was thinking about this. And I think I prefer the weekly. Because my husband and I take turns putting the kids to bed, right? So that we get a break, right? So one of us gets a break and isn't doing it every night. So on the nights that I'm not putting them to bed, I like to, decompress, watch a show. And
Makes
so it's
sense.
always nice when there's like a weekly, like, oh, there's a new episode, I can watch it. So I'm going to go with weekly.
Okay.
That's fair. I like. Also, weekly. Remember, you used to have the conversations around shows that
Yep.
you
Yeah.
watch weekly, and that kind of went away.
Yeah, I also feel like I retain a lot more because I think about it. A lot of times if I binge, I can't remember things that happen.
Oh, yeah, that's
Especially like if I
true.
go to watch
Yeah.
it back. Or even like the next week. Like, gosh, I can't remember anything about that.
Yeah. And then even like the conversations that we're talking about, like, because we're watching like The Traitors and we have friends who are also watching it and we want to talk about it, but we're ahead and they're behind because we're able to watch so many episodes. Like, whereas if it was like a weekly thing, we could like
Yeah.
dissect it and like have conversation about it.
And by the
Yeah.
time you do, I've forgotten.
Yeah. And by
because
the
we're already
time we'll get a
watching.
message
Yeah.
back from them, it'll be out of my brain.
And I'm like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember those people. Although I will remember these Australia season 2 people forever because they are all incredibly stupid. The dumbest players to ever play the game. Anyway, so
Oh my gosh. We're tangenting all over the place.
the James Lipton Memorial questions. James would also be angry at the people of season 2.
They're so dumb.
Traders Australia, because of their incredible gullibility and stupidity. And the first question is, what is your favorite word?
Hullabaloo.
Oh,
That's
I
a
think
great
that was
one.
the first time we've had that. That's a good
I
one.
like
That
that
was a
one.
fun word too.
It just rolls off the tongue.
And what is your least favorite word?
Panties.
Yeah.
That's good.
It
I
is a
actually like
gross
that.
word.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
do
so,
call
like-
Tom's underwear his panties, and he gets real mad about it. So I enjoy it in
She's
that
like, did
context.
you pack your running panties? And I'm like, yes.
It sounds so gross.
It's
It is
a
a
mess.
gross
It
does.
does. Yeah. There's
just sounds
something. Yeah.
So inappropriate. It's just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It feels really unsettling when people
Yeah,
say it.
All right. Well, there's no good segue from that.
Speaking of panties,
Liz, what turns you on?
I would say laughter. I know that's a common one, but yeah, I would say having a good time, having a good laugh.
It's a good one. And what turns you off?
Feet. fucking hate feet.
Oh,
Sorry.
Amen. Disgusting.
Like I don't want
So
to.
you
I don't
will-
want to start something,
you
but I
will
feel like
not
that was
be-
targeted right at Michael.
So you'll not be joining Tom's Only Yams page.
Nope. Sorry, no.
Oh.
You know what my husband likes to do? He likes to use his feet like monkey hands and do
Oh my
things with
gosh.
them, and
No.
it drives me crazy. I'm
I
like,
was gonna
please
say,
stop.
does he weaponize them? But
Kind of, because he will do tasks with them, and I'm like, please stop.
what kind of tasks does he do with his feet?
Pick up stuff.
Well,
Like, he
he's
can-
a lot taller than me too, so he's got like long legs. So like he'll like push buttons or like try to grab things.
Oh my gosh!
Like if something's on the floor, he'll try to grab it with his feet, and I'm like, can stop? Just use your hands like a normal person.
It's evolution, is what it is.
I love it. It's
and
just
like,
I
I was gonna say
support
he has
it.
some strong feet if he's picking stuff up with those toes there.
That's what he likes to say, and I'm like, I don't care.
I'm working It's unlocking a new ick you didn't know existed. It's just, oh god. What sound or noise do you love?
The sound that I loved the most was when I would hear my grandfather say my name,
Oh,
because he had a way of making you feel like the most special person in the entire world, and as if he was like waiting all day to just see you. So yeah, so that was my favorite. He's not with us anymore, but when I think about him and I think about it, like I can almost hear it in my head, and
Yeah.
so that's what I think about when I need a little pick me up.
oh,
Oh,
love
I love
that.
that.
That's great.
And then, what sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, children whining. Please, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
It is.
That's a good one. We just did an Easter egg hunt with my niece and nephew, and there were tears. An Easter egg hunt with two of them.
Are they now
in
at the
their
age where
own
they fight
backyard.
now
They-
too?
it's
Like
the
yeah, like
worst
now
thing
they're
I've
at
ever
the age where yeah.
experienced. Mm.
Well, there's always like one that doesn't understand that it's not so competitive, and like you want it to be equal, but like one doesn't see the obvious ones that are right in front of them. Like it's always a recipe for disaster, no matter what.
Just miserable.
Yes.
I don't know why people do it. I just the egg hunts. Oh
Uh,
god.
what is your favorite curse word?
The tried and true.
Yeah.
Nice.
What profession would you like to attempt?
I always wanted to be a jewelry designer and maker, but like with like actual metals, right? Like with gold, with silver, with so in a perfect world, I'd love to like be able to do that. That would be very cool. Yeah.
I love
That's awesome.
that.
What profession would you not like to do?
I would not want to be a teacher. I don't know what those people are smoking that they decided to go into that profession. Like,
Well,
There
you
were-
worked with kids as a teenager, so you
So I feel
probably
like
got your
that-
dose
yeah,
of that
yeah.
right then, and we're like, nope.
I feel like that was.
yeah, I guess that was probably a smart choice on my end to like test the water there and be like, this is not the avenue I want to go down. But yeah, no.
All right, Liz. Well, I get the privilege of asking you a final question, but before I do, thank you very much for being on with us. It's been a blast. I don't know why I said blast. It sounds weird. No,
It sounded fine until you made it weird.
I know.
Always, Tom. Always.
So, Liz, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'd like to hear him say, "You did your best, and I'm proud of you."
I like it.
Perfect.
Is there any kind of shout outs you want to give? Any words of wisdom? Any social media or anything that you would like to plug? Anything like that?
If people want to find me on Instagram, that's where I'm most active. My handle is Give Me All the Coffee. There are some underscores in there too, so I do follow the Will Run For, Instagram, so you can find me that way. Happy to connect with people and meet some new people, and yeah, I think that's it.
Well, thank you very much for being on. Thank you for listening, and thank you for putting yourself out there. We love having these conversations. And I don't know how to end these things, so I'm going to say we will talk to you later. So, bye.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.